I am an idiot. A big, fat, stupid idiot. I paid an additional $20 for a movie that doesn't even work because it's all scratched to hell. So I guess I'm gonna do something that nobody ever thought I would do. A person recently told me that I couldn't review a serious movie. I hope you're all wearing socks because I'm about to blow them off. Being that it's the 100th anniversary of Paramount Pictures and 100 years since the Titanic sank, and being that it's back in 3D in theaters, ladies and gentlemen, may I present to you James Cameron's Titanic.
The film was created back in 1997, and my parents saw it when it first came out. It wasn't until it hit theaters this year in 3D that I eventually saw it. I even own it on DVD, but I never got around to watching it. So now that I told you that, for those of you who don't know the story of the Titanic, it was the biggest ship in the world in 1912 that crossed the Atlantic on its way to New York. It struck an iceberg and sank in 2 hours and 40 minutes, killing 1,500 people. Now, I'm finally going to talk about the movie. For the consistency of a 3-hour movie, it's mainly a love story that revolves around the tragedy of the Titanic, set in a 21st century style, if that makes any sense. The main character of the film is Rose DeWitt-Bouquetier, I don't even know how to pronounce it, but anyway, she's 100 years old and narrates the story of her experience on the Titanic at age 17, who is played by Kate Winslet. How she remembers all this is beyond me. She introduces Jack Dawson, played by Leonardo DiCaprio, who is penniless while Rose is rich. Rose ends up leaving her asshole fiancé for Jack, and that's pretty much the whole love story part of it.
Now keep in mind, I'm going to give away some major spoilers here. Now that you're warned, let me just say that this movie is sad no matter what way you look at it. Whether it's the fact that Jack dies or all the disaster violence that you see, even the strongest people can't hold back tears. I know, I've seen it.
So now by the time we see Titanic sink, it is unbelievably unreal. We see people dying all around, or people trying to stay alive, jumping off the ship here, there, wherever. It's terrifying every single way you look at it. I should also point out that this is the first Titanic film to show it crack in half. When you look at all the previous films, they all go down or come up in one piece. That was because they were all made before the Titanic was actually discovered. It was discovered in 1985, if anybody even cares for a history fact there. You know what? Let's just cut to the end. To me, the part in which Jack dies isn't the saddest thing about the movie. Two things eat at me. One, the impressive vocalization called Hymn to the Sea, and two, the fact that Jack only exists in Rose's memory. There was no records of Jack at all or anything or to ever recall his existence. I think that is the saddest thing ever.
I can't talk about this anymore, otherwise I'm going to break down. James Cameron did a great job with this film, and I respect him for that. This is considered one of the golden films of the 90s. It spiked Leonardo DiCaprio, Kate Winslet, and even Celine Dion's career. So I hope you enjoyed the review, and my advice to you is go out and see it in theaters. It leaves you with a bigger impact. Because of people like James Cameron, the Titanic is unforgettable. Now if you'll excuse me, I have to go get a drink now. He was such a good person.